Today, I want to talk about reversibility when it comes to making financial decisions. I thought about this a while back when one of my sons came to me with a situation with a friend, and he was trying to figure out if he should say something or say this thing. And we ended up talking about how if he doesn't say something, he can always choose to say that thing later. But if he does say the thing, you can't unsay it. And then it was kind of brought back to the front of my mind when a friend came to me last week talking about making extra principal payments on his mortgage, which you might see it, online on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, as a little bit of a hack to saving money on interest on your mortgage, and it can cut down the length of time it takes you to pay off your house pretty considerably. So for many people, this could be a really good idea. But as my friend and I spoke, we realized that this friend of mine was going to need a significant amount of cash within the next few years, or at the latest 5 or 10 years. And it's really difficult to get money out of a house. Really difficult to turn equity in a home that you're not selling into liquid cash that you can use for something else. Yes, I understand you can, get a home equity loan or a HELOC or something like that. But this person wasn't really interested in this, and didn't align with their goals. So we ended up talking about how this decision to make extra principal payments is pretty darn permanent. You can't undo it. So there's really a spectrum on which most financial decisions fall in terms of how reversible they are or not. Buying a house is pretty irreversible. You certainly can't undo it. You could sell the house, but selling a house costs money, and sometimes the market may take a little dip, and you may have to sell it for less than you bought it for. Making retirement contributions to something like a 401k, 403b, 457, or an IRA, those are pretty irreversible until you are of retirement age. Again, you can get the money out, but you have to pay a penalty and taxes, and it costs you money. Something like buying a car, maybe a little less reversible, but also it could cost you. You buy a car and then it's worth less than you bought it for, and you want to sell it. Yeah, you can get some money out of it, or money for it, but it might be less than you spent on it. On the other end of the spectrum, transferring money between like checking and savings accounts, that's about as reversible as it can get. You can undo that in about 30 seconds, and it doesn't cost you anything in typical situations. So, as I've been thinking about this, I've been thinking about what are these permanent or irreversible financial decisions or actions that you can take, and how can we think about them? For the most part, a lot of them are really good decisions for a lot of people. Making extra principal payments or buying a home in the first place is a great way for many people to have a stable home for themselves and some predictability, and even a way of kind of building some wealth. Contributing to retirement accounts, also for many people, a really wise choice. But maybe for some of these decisions, there's like a reversible option, especially if you're someone who is maybe moving to a new city or a new state or something like that, or new country, rather than buying a home right away. Maybe you rent for a year and, see what that feels like. See if you like the place. Let's say you're thinking about buying a car and you're not sure how it's going to work in your budget. Maybe you've shopped around and you know that your car payment is going to be about $500 a month. Maybe you can transfer $500 a month to savings while you're trying to kind of testing this out, and you can see how that feels. And if at the end of those few months that you've been doing this for, sending that $500 to savings every month, if you feel like, yeah, I can manage this is okay, I can handle the rest of my expenses, then you have maybe a couple $1,000s in there for a down payment, and you can go and buy that car with confidence, knowing that this relatively irreversible decision is probably going to be okay for you. But on the other hand, if things are real tight, you're having to pull from that savings to pay regular expenses that you're incurring, then maybe that's your signal to hold off on the car purchase. And what I'm really getting at here is the idea of certainty. The less reversible a decision is, financial or otherwise, the more certain you want to be that it's the best choice for you, that it fits you and your spending patterns and your cash flow, and probably more importantly, your long-term goals. The less reversible a decision is, the more certain you want to be. Like I said earlier, a lot of these irreversible decisions can be really great choices for a lot of people. But before you take that step, before you take that leap, number one, consider if there's a more reversible option that you could try out first, or just take some time. Make the irreversible decisions a little bit more slowly. If you want to be a little bit reckless with your savings transfers, you do it. Take 5 seconds to say, you know what? I'm going to send $200 to my savings account today. You go and do that because that is about as risk-free as decisions get. As always, I'm open to comments, questions. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Have a good day.